How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
I just fired the entire NOTLP staff. I ran across the table in my little shoes and I cut Andy's head off and told him never to bring up my Asian heritage.
Freddie went full Trump on us. He was like, "You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired."
Just kidding.
You're mean.
I couldn't do that anyway.
Right.
I have no power.
So we're rehired now.
I like to see you try to jump on this table and like run across.
Oh, it just break under me.
Wow, that's a
Well, there's
proxy.
a lot of shit on the table too.
It's a mess in
It
here.
would be a mess.
You would need us to help it.
I would
spot you while you're running across the table.
Pussyfoot between the mic stands.
Well, if I let you cut my head off, that's probably like my fault because
It's definitely
I
your
would definitely
fault.
see you coming.
That's true. Yeah.
You couldn't swing a sword near.
I'm like, you nicked me.
Yeah, why not? It's pretty small.
It'd just be like I cut myself shaving or something.
Kelly's with his sons today. I'm touching his chair. We had a great time at Whorehound Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You patrons, Patreon members had access to all of that when it happened, as it happened, and now as of today, you have access to parts 1 and 2. Everyone does. So check it out. It's a lot of fun. I'll put a link to everything in the show notes so you can go straight to it and listen to that. We're nominated again for a Rondo Award.
Yes.
Thank you very much to whoever did that. I really appreciate it. It's really nice.
The most delicious award out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we have a thing called Rondos here in town that are like an Italian bread thing that I don't know if you know what that is or if they're called Rondos everywhere.
Is that La
They made it
Rosa's?
up.
Yeah.
It's the Roses. I didn't know what they were, and I'm a local until you guys started talking about rondos. So,
Yeah. It's just another way for them to make bread.
Yep.
Turns out
You used to hate them.
they used to
Reinventing
hate
the
them,
wheel.
but they're good.
They're
Yeah.
really good.
You
Put
switched.
pepperoni in them.
The spinach ones are good too.
All
right.
Don't you love our local talk?
So
Yeah.
the Rondo Awards, 17th annual, I believe. A lot of people said, "Hey, that ballot is super confusing and big." So what I did was what a lot of other nominees did. I created an easy sample ballot. All you got to do if you follow us on social media, I posted a link. It's on our Patreon if you want to go straight to it. It's a public post anyone can see. Patreon.com/NOTLP. And there it is. It should say easy. I think the title of it's Easy Ballot.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy ballot.
Yep. And it contains all of the selections that are friends and contributors of NOTLP, and NOTLP is on there, all pre-selected for you. Everything else, best movie and everything is left obviously open to whatever you want to select. They accept write-ins, so you can put in whatever you want. If you don't agree with the nominations, you can put something else in.
Right in Carousel.
Yeah, Carousel's best film.
I was kind of voting right in Bernie.
And
Get the
Mm.
fuck out of my house.
So-
Bernie, bro.
all you need to do is copy and paste that ballot into an email. This is how it works. It's kind of old-fashioned, and it's going to go to the email address it goes to is listed there. It's a one-man operation, is my understanding of the Rondos. He manually goes in and counts everybody's votes to keep it honest.
I like to think he has one of those old-timey accounting green visors.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And suspenders and a vest.
And an abacus.
He does.
But we're really happy to be nominated. Thank you so much again.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
know who
very
we're up against?
Nice.
You'd have to look at
No.
the.
Yeah, don't say
I'm
their
not real
names.
I just want to know who we got to slander.
Oh, slander just
Meander.
makes him more popular.
I was
Yeah.
surprised in the past. Bloody Good Horror was nominated as best website, and they weren't on there this year. So maybe write them in. They have a great website.
I seen him make up some
They're
scandals.
wonderful boys and
Yeah.
girls.
You know they have Me Too accusations against them. I'm gonna go after everybody.
No, that's real healthy.
Also, you may have noticed if you're a member of our Legion of Demons, which is what I'm calling our Patreon membership, because that's badass.
It is.
You're in the Legion of Demons. We have retired the Goblin tier, so if you're a Goblin, you can keep your Goblin. This is like the Obama speech about health insurance.
Oh.
I was trying to make a
I see what
funny
you're
joke.
doing.
But if you're a goblin already, that's fine. You can keep your goblin status,
You can
but
still be a turkey.
we take no new goblins.
You get it because they're
anymore.
goblin.
Yeah, gobble.
So current goblins stay goblins.
Unless they
I had a
cancel.
pre-explanation of
Yeah.
this, and I just now got that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's just not going to be any new goblins.
If you like your goblin, you can keep your goblin.
Okay.
I'm gonna smack
Otherwise,
your goblin.
if you want the feelies, the t-shirts and the pins, you gotta go to those higher membership levels. Plus, some very exciting stuff that we'll be announcing next month. That I'll leave that mysterious for our 13th anniversary. Got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe, like a torrent of diarrhea.
But one thing we do want to announce: these fellow boys
Yes.
are going to be in Anaheim next week
Mm-hmm.
for WonderCon.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to be at WonderCon, and we would like, because we do some we do some
Mikey.
traveling and stuff. And we know we have West Coast people out there that we don't get a chance to see. West Coast. We're trying to plan a meetup, so like a dinner or a bar event. I'm currently looking, because it wouldn't cost anything to go there, to the Kangaroo Terrace.
He's playing a video.
I'm playing the video so I can see it. I think I'm pronouncing it right, but that is the bar that's at Disneyland that is connected to Trader Sam's there. So I'm assuming that we will not be able to get into Trader Sam's, but Kangaroo Terrace just opened up, and we'll post on Instagram and the social networks the time when we will be there. If you'd like to come by and have a drink, we would sure love to meet you.
Yeah, and I could probably make a Facebook event too.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Clothing optional.
No, it's definitely
Disneyland.
required.
It's definitely required.
Definitely.
But tiki drinks.
I'm just saying, show me your ass.
Yeah.
Andy
You
just
have to
wants
wear
some
it-
asses.
a grass skirt, but I'm
Yeah.
not saying anything has to be under
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
I just wanna know what that-
Except Disneyland says something has to be
Something
under
has to. And I did get a hot tip that if you park at the Disneyland hotel, they will validate your parking for 3 hours. But if you park at the downtown Disney, you will not get validation. So if you want to get validated,
I
park
need
at Disneyland Hotel.
validation.
Yes. So we'll post out more information, but would love to meet you for a drink.
Meet you, greet you.
Meet you, greet you.
69, yeah.
Yeah, and I know they have non-alcoholic drinks and Dole Whips and stuff like that there too, so you don't have to be a drinker to come out and say hi.
That's
And
right.
If you're a patron, we're going to show you how just appreciative we are.
Ooh, Andy's gonna suck some dicks.
Okay.
What that mouth do?
I don't think. I mean, Andy, you can do that if you want. You don't have to.
You might need to get a room at the Disneyland Hotel.
That's your
And
damn
that's
cheap.
expensive.
That's
and
they have to pay.
Andy's putting the hoe back in hotel.
But I think that would help with the outcomes with Andy. So
Look, I have to say, just like self-respect is overrated. And everybody got a price, and I have one too.
Well, sure, everybody has a price, but
I mean, there are some good
yours
tiki
is
mugs
lower.
there.
Mine's
so.
just going to be lower.
yeah.
Well, it's your Vincent price.
Oh.
It's a couple of Dole Whips.
Couple of
I'll be
Dole
fine.
Whips.
You gotta go higher, boy. Come on now. At least put that Dole Whip in a tiki mug.
I'll
Those
get a
tiki mugs are expensive.
I'll get a Dole Whip float. How about that?
In a tiki mug.
How about that?
And
I will pimp you out. In a tiki mug.
a tiki mug.
These folks undervalue themselves.
Yeah, come on now.
Is it illegal to have that on the Patreon?
Yes.
perk?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you can't have. That's illegal. Oh, speaking of illegal, we're we're changing the way we do our main attraction raffle. It will be because patrons are not legally allowed to have an advantage over non-patrons. We're going to open that opportunity up to all listeners via social media. More to come on that. We don't need to get into the nitty-gritty yet, but it will involve liking and commenting on social media stuff.
Yeah. Robert Mueller came down hard on us too because he found out what
No,
we
a
were
guy
doing.
named Hunter that works at Patreon. He was like, "Hey guys."
who is an
They're
agent of
super
Robert
helpful.
Mueller.
The people at Patreon have been so great.
Yes.
That's awesome.
We have been on some, or I've been on some conference calls, and I have given these people the information I want them to hear in the room.
Yeah.
And I've withheld the information that I don't think they should know.
Yeah, we had a board meeting.
Yeah, we had a little meeting before the show. A lot of fun stuff coming. I've been trying to stay inspired and to bring as much awesome stuff to patreon.com/NOTLP as is humanly possible with a day job.
Yeah. But on that, your energy is our energy. So, like and comment stuff, because that certainly fires us up to do even more cool stuff.
That's true.
Cool.
Pure energy.
Pure energy.
So yeah, Horror Hound Weekend was a blasty blast.
Yeah.
The
Favorite
blast of a
moment?
glass.
Apple pie moonshine.
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris, that was awesome.
Homemade.
Oh, it's still over at Kelley and Elise's. We drank
Yeah.
half that fucking...
It was a lot. It was like 2 gallons, I think.
It was so
We-
good.
Oh, my Lord.
He was right. That's a walk-in drink.
That is
Yeah.
a
And
And that's a
walk-in
tough
sipping.
thing to make, is a walk-in
It's
drink.
delicious.
What's a
Was
walk-in drink?
Well, that he was telling us it's something that he could take around and drink while he's walking around the con and not like get sick, or it's a walk-in drink.
See, I missed
I think
that
that'd be the
part.
same thing as like what a sip and drink might have been. Like
Yeah.
you could keep going on it, and it's gonna
Yeah.
give you a nice like take you to
Yeah.
a good place and not make you fall down and get sloppy.
We
too fast.
we tailgated in the Chinese buffet restaurant parking lot.
That was not a walk-in food restaurant, by the way. Oh, gross.
I felt so trashy.
It was fun.
We did great, though.
I loved having the Amy's. We had the hatchback up, and Paul, our buddy Paul, and me. We were literally sitting in the tailgate section, and this family pulled up next to us, and I said, "Hey, y'all want to buy some speakers?" They just ignored me.
Did you really say that?
Yeah, I said something else to them. I said I got some cheap seafood back here. No, and then Paul was like, "We got some meat we didn't sell."
Oh, no.
We had a fun.
It was a dangerous drink.
We had
'cause-
a fun.
We had a fun.
Andy had some.
I had a lot, actually.
You did. And did you get the Andes?
No, it's the cheap Chinese food soaked up all the alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So my plan is to carry Chinese food with me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I
Just a
plan to
little
drink.
sack.
Does it have to be
Yeah.
cheap Chinese food?
Just Chinese food in general.
Can you put
Greasy.
it on a stick and bindle?
Oh, I thought you wanted to.
You
this
know,
was
just,
awesome.
remember like those like little Chinese carry out things? I'm just gonna carry that.
Yeah.
Oh, the little,
little
box,
box?
Yeah.
with the metal
Did-
handle.
Those are the best.
Did anybody have the experience after that food? Like there was an hour window where you just weren't sure which way it was
Oh,
going to
it
go?
was bad food. I'm just.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all
didn't-
fried. It was.
I didn't have too many problems.
I mean,
I didn't. I was okay, but I was
Yeah.
real concerned
Yeah,
for about an hour.
it was good. It was okay, but it was real greasy.
The best part was they had like some sort of like hot and sour, or just like some sort of soup that was real slimy. And I guess the tongs had fallen into this vat of slime, and I went up to grab the tongs to get an egg roll, and my hand was just covered in slime. It was like the blob.
That's not slime. It's not soup.
It squirt.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when Andy got harassed.
But Andy came over before Andy gets harassed. Andy came over and just told me to wipe my hand on the counter like he did. There was this big trail of slime where he dragged his hand across the counter. I went to the bathroom and
Yeah.
rinsed that shit off.
I'm patient X.
It was so gross.
Yeah,
But yeah, how'd you get? What happened?
No, like they thought
Oh, that's right. They tried to.
they
trap
thought I
you.
didn't pay, and I was the only Asian one there, and I felt that was very not brotherly of them.
They're like, which one of these cheap bastards skipped out on their bill, and they zeroed in on you.
I was like, look, I will call ICE on you in a second.
Oh.
You're a real piece of shit.
It was good to see some people that we don't get to see very often. There was a good turnout of long lost friends.
It's true. And you know what? These weekends fly by so fast.
They do.
And my biggest regret of these weekends is there's always so much chaos going into them, preparing, and that sometimes like the contact that I have with people, I'm not my best self. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I'm distracted mentally a lot. So that's why I'm really looking forward to doing more meetups that are independent of working at the conventions.
Yeah.
Like Mike's meetup idea for
Yeah.
Disneyland. I love that.
Where we can just be present with you.
Be more present. Yeah, because I want to be able to focus on those people that I love so,
And bring
so
us
damn
presents.
much.
Yeah. I would like to thank
Presents and presents.
Michael and
Presents.
Beth for the sweet potato bread.
Oh,
Shit, yeah.
That was
that's
real good. And
What's the name of the dairy?
Young's?
Young's.
Young's. Yeah, we need to go up there still.
And we met Steven from Louisville. He was real nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Pete and his niece
Oh,
Mary.
yeah.
I miss them.
And he was nice enough to buy our friend Cassie's Cthulhu's.
Yep.
So congratulations, Cassie, too. You did.
She
Yeah.
did good.
She did gangbusters business.
The stuff she had there was awesome. I bought an F-bomb.
That Elvira's.
Oh my
Insane.
gosh.
Can I tell the story of what she did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so sweet. I wasn't there when it happened, but apparently this little girl
Yeah,
just
I was
ran.
there.
Just ran. You want to tell the story then?
Well, I was just gonna say
Oh,
this little girl is
yeah.
adorable. She came up. I mean, like
No, yeah, you tell
so
it because you knew her
freaking
there.
cute.
Yeah.
Came up and was just in love with this Elvira, crocheted Elvira doll with giant boobies and everything. It looked like Elvira.
And she even had panties on.
Did she?
That was the first thing I did. When
You looked
I
under the
saw it, I
skirt?
looked up the
Oh my
skirt.
God.
And so she has panties.
Wow.
Elvira's classy.
This
come
was
on.
a one of a kind. I'm hoping, of course, I'm sure she'll make more of them. Obviously, this was a very time consuming
She
creation.
said it took 12 hours to make.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. That is such a talent. But this little girl was really into it, and they made it happen where she got to take it home with her
Had a half
by
price.
hook or crook.
Oh wow.
Just bring your adorable children, and you'll get everything cheap.
I told her I thought it was a scam.
That the mom put her up
I
to
think
it.
that she makes her daughter go up to every table and say, like, you see
Smart.
that?
Yeah.
So,
That little girl was
I
cute.
was like, telling you really
Yeah.
like it, but you can't pay that much.
I think there's a picture of her with it on the Notsploitation. Do they have they have their own social media?
Yeah.
It's KNOT exploitation.
Sploy.
But look at that.
She's so sweet.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Cassie's the best and super
Incredibly
talented.
talented.
And her husband and Paul gave me the biggest laugh I had all weekend. Was we were at the Chinese buffet and we were having dessert, and Paul and Jeremy were sitting, and there was a gap between them where Cassie had been sitting, but she was gone, so they're just kind of separated. So it looks like a bar scene kind of where they're just across from me and they're sitting there, and Jeremy's eating tapioca pudding, and Paul's like, "How's the desserts?" And Jeremy says, "Pretty good," and then Paul says, "Tapioca pudding, huh?" And I laughed so hard because it was like this really delightfully awkward. It looked like he was, in my mind, I was like, in a movie, this
That's
would be
like-
escalating to a bar fight.
Yeah, I feel like that's a David Lynch moment right there.
A little bit. It was, you had to be there maybe, but to
And
me,
you
it
were
was
Definitely,
funny.
you had to be there.
And you were
funny,
drunk
funny.
too.
And drunk. Yeah.
Oh, I might have been drunk. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. And then we met our Beelzebub Commando for a second.
Yeah.
She came up
I
again.
missed her.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Yeah. And
We've,
love
we've,
you.
we've spent some quality time with Amanda over a few of these
Yeah.
shows.
And I met our listener, Hunter. He said he's been listening since he was 13 and he's 15
Horrifying.
now.
Yeah.
So that's another youth that we've.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
Youth gone wild.
Or have we made better?
I like
Yeah.
to think we've been a positive influence in your life and not
Yeah.
turning anyone into a...
Seemed like a nice
Sure, you've
kid.
learned some
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Seemed like a nice kid.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What else? Anything?
Freddie and I attended last podcast on the left live
We did.
this week, which I was really stoked to see, and it was a lot of fun. Ran into Charlie, Big Tall Charlie, if you've been
Yeah.
listening to the show. He came up from
Louisville.
Kentucky
Yep.
to see the show dressed in his Ben Kissel cosplay. It was adorbs.
We saw Tyler, but I don't think Tyler knows that we saw him.
Little baby
our friend,
Tai-Tai.
little baby Tai Tai.
That's
Yeah,
what I
from
call him.
Lunar Crypt Company.
Yeah.
He was there.
I saw
There
the
were a
back of
lot
his
of
head.
familiar faces there.
Yeah, there was a lot of Horror Hounds gear I saw in the crowd,
Yeah.
so that was pretty neat.
And I have a soft spot for Marcus Parks because he was a big help
Yeah.
when we started doing live shows. And I've had some requests from people for more live shows. I don't know
We'll
when
figure
they don't
that
have.
out.
It's tough for us because all of us have day jobs that are pretty intensive. So we're hoping to do that again in the future. But Marcus was a really nice, warm, helpful person that gave us a lot of good advice leading into doing the first one of those we did because they had been doing these tours.
Yeah.
They're really fun. If you get a chance to go out and see them, that's totally worth it.
Question:
Yeah.
How white was the crowd?
Very.
Was it whiter than John Mulaney when we went?
No.
No, I'd say it's the same amount of white.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty mixed. I would say about 15% minorities.
I didn't notice.
Does that meet your...
There were a lot of beards, let's just say.
There were a lot of beards.
Every man there had a beard.
So Freddie's like
I had a ticker.
scanning the crowd. It's
Yeah.
like your Terminator or something.
I had a little clicker in my hand. I was trying to determine if
Yeah.
they needed to diversify
More or less
their
than
portfolio.
Dollywood.
Dollywood's the whitest place I've ever been.
Yeah.
I think.
So if you scale from Dollywood to I can't really go to the other.
It's a different kind of white. Let's put it that way, right?
Yeah.
A different kind of white. Like pork?
Yeah. The other way.
It's healthier for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they market it, at least. I don't know if it
I don't
actually
think
is
it's
true.
No.
All right.
I think all food is bad for you.
all of it.
If you can avoid it, that's best.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's good advice for anybody. Don't eat, guys.
All right. Anything else?
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Oh, we plan to see Us.
Oh,
later,
yeah.
and
Today,
it's doing
hopefully.
gangbusters business.
And I'm trying to avoid getting spoiled. People keep talking
Yeah.
about it online, so I have to see it today so that it doesn't get ruined.
But it's just nice to see when horror movies do really well. Because
Yeah.
it means more horror movies for everybody.
For
Not
sure.
to mention, I love Jordan Peele.
I feel like there's been a drought over the last few months, last fiscal quarter, of
Well,
stuff in the theater.
You just haven't gone.
What have I missed?
All kinds.
We just saw Happy
Death
Birthday
Day.
to you.
Happy Death Day to you.
You?
Happy Death Day to you.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
But yeah, it's nice that I
Yeah.
think there's some stuff coming out,
Some different kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to call us "This Is Us," and my
Different.
instinct is to say "This Is Us."
Yeah.
Such original joke, Freddie.
There's a lot of people having that
Everybody's
same
making the
problem.
Same joke.
It's hard because that show, I've never seen it, but it's like so popular that that's the first thing I want to say
Mm-hmm.
is Jordan Peele's "This Is Us."
This is
It just comes
a very
off.
special
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah, us.
I'm gonna get a copy of Us Weekly and then read it during the movie. Wearing my
excited.
"This Is Us" T-shirt.
Amy,
There you
you
go.
gotta come.
To what?
You should go see the movie with us. You promised your mom.
All right.
Amy promised her mom.
No, I have a horrific migraine right
It
now.
will
and
be
I'm just
gone.
trying to get through this.
We'll get through it.
All right. We'll be right back.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
Welcome back, my loves. I have a bad migraine, but I'm going to do this.
I can't see who's talking.
It's
We
Amy.
have turned off the lights in the studio because the light bulb was in my eyeballs.
It's just voices in the dark right now.
And I have my sunglasses on still.
Yep.
Yeah. Do
It's
it.
dark in here.
Is it super dark with your sunglasses and the lights out?
No, it's not. Okay. The Haunting on Fraternity
Yeah.
Row.
Is that what it was called?
Yes.
I kept wanting to call it Frat Party Massacre.
I think there is a frat party massacre, isn't there?
Oh, maybe that's something else.
I think we started watching it in your backyard one day, and I'm like, this is not good.
We did.
Oh.
Yeah. It was
You're
fun.
not talking
I
about
thought
the
it was fun.
dude bro party
Yeah,
massacre?
that's what we
No,
started
that's
watching.
it. Okay.
That was Dude
That's
Bro
different.
Party.
That
yeah.
was fun.
That was fun, but we never
Yeah.
finished it.
We
need
need to do that. Amy?
So Andy, Andy watched this too. I'm gonna
I
say
watched it on the basis of the title alone.
right. I'm gonna say something, and I wonder if you agree with me. I actually sort of recommend this.
I liked the idea of the movie.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
It definitely
was
had
the
huge
execution,
flaws.
Yes.
But it was actually it shouldn't have been as fun as it was.
It needed editing, let's put it.
Oh, it needed some story help. So
Shit didn't happen until an hour and like
Yeah.
20 minutes in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
it was really
But when it did happen,
Stupid.
that's when the best part of the movie.
yeah. So your basic story is this is a very much a found footage because it's this fraternity that's having their luau, and most of these brothers are seniors, so this is their last luau.
It was found footage, but at the same time, it was like
there were moments that weren't.
like it was this movie.
Yeah,
it was a weird like mix, I think.
Yeah,
And also, who was editing all these found footage?
well,
There's one creepy dude. He gets all of the when they find footage under a rock in the woods, they send it to this guy's name's Phil.
That's like I'm sure like people have brought this question up before, but that was like I always wondered about these movies, like who's editing all this stuff?
so
Creepy Phil.
they find a somebody drops a keg down the basement stairs, and it punches a hole in the wall, and they find a secret tunnel into this room. And rightfully so, they assume it has something to do with a past hazing ritual because this room is full of lights. It's dark when they're in it, but they do find a light switch later, and it's just
Bunch of lamps,
blazing
and
light.
just,
Yeah,
sconces in the walls.
yeah, candles.
Andy did the double jerk off motion to describe the sconces.
That's the same thing. Sconces and double jerk off are the
Yeah,
same.
It's
Same
dark in here, but it's not that dark.
So they also find like a goblet, and the one frat dude is like, oh, "This would be my luau cup."
His pimp cup, basically.
His pimp cup. They spend too much time on like character development, and that sounds silly, but they do. They just spend too much time.
It was unnecessary, and it was just too much time showing fraternity hijinks.
Yeah, way too much time.
There's a lot of butt rubbing. That's the only part I noticed. I wasn't watching it.
You weren't.
But there was a bunch of ladies gyrating in front of the camera for a while and rubbing their butts with their hands.
Yeah, there
Of
was
course,
a lot
that's the
of
only
that.
thing you remember.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was an interesting choice is all I'm saying.
And like in the last 20 minutes, you just like get this. That's basically when the like horror stuff happens. But I kind of recommend it because yes, they spend way too much time on the character development, but you actually come to enjoy some of these fucking asshole frat brothers.
Well, what I like about this movie is they had that one guy that discovers the problem
Yeah.
in the movie, and he tries to warn everybody, but nobody's believing him. And
Yeah.
like you don't have that very often, and like especially what this type of movie is. Should we tell like what the plot is, or
Well, I think I did.
Is that a big
Well, okay,
spoiler?
so they find the room, and then they're like, "Oh, that's weird. I guess that was an old like they put pledges in here and made them like sit in this room with all this light. Haha, funny." And then they have their party, but then obviously something evil comes out of that room, and they have the one brother that's sort of doing very little research, but like smoking copious amounts of weed while he's doing it, and so nobody's believing him, and there's barely a story related to what's happening. It's just more about
it's what happens,
the party and what happens,
the aftermath. But I like the fact that he tried to help.
Yeah,
it was kind of endearing.
Yeah,
and I have to say, I know it's not necessarily the fault of the casting people, but these people look old.
Yeah, well, they're seniors in
they're
college.
seniors, but there are a couple of them,
Like
wow.
which ones?
15
Adult
years
learners.
seniors.
There are a couple of the frat guys, and the one of the sorority girls. Definitely, she's a Linda, basically, in her office.
Is she the Andrea Zuckerman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they make
90210?
adult learner fraternities and sororities?
What'd you just say? I'm sorry.
Like adult learner fraternities and sororities?
That's
Well,
what old school was
That's
about.
what Melissa
Oh, yeah.
McCarthy's Life of the
Yeah.
Party was about.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that one, but old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could still pledge. You could pledge at 40.
I mean, you could. I don't feel like these frats or sororities would accept you because they are very superficial little bitches.
Who would I mean, honestly, at 40, would you want to be in a frat?
No.
Oh,
It depends on what the frat does and what their mission statement is.
Uh-huh.
Their
Oh.
mission statement is to
I
be
work
good.
with a woman who is close to 50 that is in a sorority.
Can she kick?
In my mind, like I think of fraternity, I think of the fraternal orders from Flintstones, and those are like 40-year-olds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but-
moose.
Those are
Mhm.
like Shriners, aren't they? That's different than
I don't
fraternities.
know. They all seem
You know,
very mysterious.
They're kind of the same thing. It's like a fraternity is like your gateway drug to your Masonic
Secret,
life.
Yes.
secret societies.
Do you guys know anybody that was in the Masons?
I used to be friends with this really old man named John. Do you remember him, Amy?
No.
We used to go to, I'd have dinner with him once a week over at when they had the buffet by Blockbuster. He was one of our customers. This is how long ago it was when I worked at Blockbuster.
That was a good buffet.
Wow, what a difference.
Yeah, he was a World War II veteran,
hmm
and he was kind of talking to me about possibly sponsoring me to join the Freemasons.
Ah,
And
I
I
got
just-
one of those talks.
I
not
decided
long ago.
against it
Yeah,
because there was too many religious things involved in it, and it felt like going to church.
yeah,
To me. I mean, to each their own. They do a lot of really good work.
yeah. That's good to hear.
Yeah, but it's also just kind of weird.
I hear it's nice if your car breaks down. There's like a special
yeah.
way you stand
That's-
and hold
that's-
your finger, and they pull over and help you,
That's
Really?
that's
What?
AAA.
They flash your brights 3 times, and then
or
they
something.
jump you
Like
into the
yeah,
Masons.
that was how I was getting. Like if your car breaks down, you have to worry about it
So
because there's always a Mason around to help
so you're
you.
just hoping
Yeah.
that a Mason drives by
No.
doing these symbols?
That's not what I was
That-
told.
I feel
There's
like that
always a
they
Mason
follow
around.
you.
I don't know if that organization is as big as they let on.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there are as many Masons.
Well, that's the
They're-
point of the
they're
secret
Shriners
society,
even.
isn't it? That you don't want to.
Secret
You don't know,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
right? But they did a documentary not that long ago that was inside the Masons that you can watch on either Hulu or
Oh yeah.
Netflix. Yeah,
It was a good.
it's all right.
I'm curious.
It's almost better to leave the mystery there than to. Although, if you watch the series Lodge 49 on AMC, that is awesome, and it's about Mason societies.
Okay.
It's so much fun.
That's cool. Lodge 49.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell is the star, Kurt Russell's son, who was in Overlord.
White Russell?
White Russell.
It sounded like that's what you said.
Yeah.
Quiet,
You know,
Wyatt.
not Black Russell. White Russell.
So I'm not gonna spoil it because I actually think it's kind of goofy fun. But I have notoriously bad taste, so take that as you will.
Yeah, it didn't need to be almost 2 hours long.
No, it wasn't. It was definitely too long. It needed to pepper in more of the story behind the spooky.
And even the story was kind of a little bit dumb.
Well, because I don't think they beefed it up enough.
Yeah, it should have been more about the threat as opposed to, like you said, the character development of these people they didn't need to know about,
or as much or as long.
Mm-hmm.
So this is in the style of supposed to be goofy, or just
Yeah,
I don't know. It kind of took it serious. There were moments
But
it was kind of
the titties and the booties were not indicative of taking itself seriously. I don't know. I'll just say that I actually turned out having more fun than I expected.
Good.
And that's all I'll say.
You make me want to sit down and actually watch it.
Well, you make me want to shoot.
Boop, ba-doop, doop, ba-doop.
Sucking on them titties like you want.
Freddy. All right, so we're going to shoot somebody. I got a movie gun. I got a movie bullet. I'm going for Kelley first. I didn't turn on the sound, but just to know that he lived. Andy, you also live. Freddy, you died.
Yeah.
You movie died.
Uh-huh.
We got an email about this movie recently, and I laughed at the title, but actually the description sounds fun, so you're going to watch Butterfly Kisses.
That's the song they play for father-daughter dances.
Father-daughter
Yeah.
Butterfly
Kisses.
This is on Prime.
Caviar dreams.
Amazon Prime. A filmmaker discovers a box of videotapes depicting a disturbing student film project about an urban legend known as Peeping Tom. As he sets out to prove the footage is real, he falls into obsession along with the film crew following him. 1 hour and 31 minutes.
Nice.
The more I think about the
English.
term Butterfly Kisses has like it's
weird.
bordering on Michael Jackson.
Oh,
A little bit.
But for all you've done wrong, you must have done something right.
Yeah, but like I don't want to ruin anybody's like first daughter like daddy-daughter dance.
Well, the thing about Butterfly Kisses is they're not as good as even the almond ones. I like the traditional kisses. The caramel ones are a bridge too far. Same with peppermint.
I like the mint
When you find out like what's actually between your eyebrows, it's kind of disgusting. Because isn't that what a butterfly kiss is? Is like with your eyebrows? Or am I completely wrong?
Butterfly kisses are eyelashes, right?
Yeah. And there's like all kinds of insects between your eyelashes.
Wait, hold on. There's an
Did you learn that because of Brooklyn Nine-Nine too?
Are
What,
butterfly
about-
kisses an actual
Bugs?
thing?
No. Yeah. It's like when your eyelash like flutters on somebody's face and
It's that Tingwin.
Yeah,
something
I
when
thought it was just like little kisses you gave your daughter. Like,
No.
no, those are Eskimo kisses.
Eskimo kisses are nose to
that's
nose.
nose. What's ass to mouth?
Ass to mouth. Butterfly kiss. That's butt
Okay,
kisses.
you just taken butterfly kisses out of that.
But-
No
but-
wonder you think it's like a Michael Jackson
No,
thing.
it's like, hey, Applehead, I to give
No.
some butterfly kisses.
Mm-mm, can't do it. Won't do it.
But-
Can't stop. Won't stop.
It's
Stop, stop, stop.
ignorant.
I can't hear this.
It's
Nope.
ignorant.
I need to be ignorant right now.
All right, so Freddy's going to review that.
I have a reminder on my phone now that says Butterfly Kisses. That goes off whenever I arrive home.
Oh my goodness.
Butterfly Kisses.
Can you have it play the song too?
Is it the same guy that did Christmas Shoes that sang that song?
I don't
They
know.
feel like the same song to me.
I like to think that Tom Waits would cover it. And he'd be
Yeah.
like, Butterfly Kisses and whiskey and an old prostitute. And my daughter died in a ravine after my heart attack.
Wow.
In this dark room, it was like he was here.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
What a song to dance to
Mm-hmm.
with your daughter, your dead daughter.
Oh wow.
I like to
You gotta-
dance with your bones.
You got a Mary Jane's.
Mm-hmm.
What's that song?
Mary Jane's
Last Dance.
Thank you.
Oh,
But with butterfly kisses overlaid. A mashup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll be right back.
Sucking on them titties like you want me. Teaches the peaches. Andy wants you to kiss his butterfly feet. This week's main attraction is the Angry Red Planet, chosen by Zack.
You did a good thing, Zach. You did a real good thing.
This is from 1959. One of only 2 survivors from a Martian expedition is so traumatized, she doesn't remember the circumstances of the trip. She's like, I don't know if Hotel.com lost our reservation, or if the Avis rent-a-car exploded. But
As long as
something
it's
went
not
wrong.
The Travaga guy.
I like the gal from this movie.
The
Yeah.
gal,
She was what's that word I'm looking
She had
for?
chutzpah.
redhead. She-
Not flippant, but
Her name was
Sassy?
Iris,
yeah,
not
something like
Irish.
that, yeah.
Yeah, her name is Dr. Iris, quote, Irish Ryan, but
Because-
they called her the girl when the ship came to Earth, the
Mhm.
flying coffin.
Well, they'll call you by your name when they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she's
That was an
present,
awkward
they'll call
scene.
her doctor.
No, did he say like when I call you by your name, you'll know? Or
You'll
something?
know.
You'll
oh,
know.
you'll know.
That guy was a creep. He was like,
Yeah.
he kind of, the actor reminded me a little bit of Ray Wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back then, was that considered flirting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did like each other.
Yeah, it was a take charge kind of guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he was like, when I call your name, you'll know and we'll do stuff because you will.
But maybe it was more about the way he said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
Those are-
lot of aggression under that.
Anyway, so let's talk about getting to the meat and bones.
Yeah.
Meat and potatoes.
So this was a mission to Mars,
Potato.
minus Gary Sinise. By the way, if you're wondering where Amy went, her headache got the better of her. She is laying down.
Send Amy some love.
Send her all the love and good vibes you have. So I was really hoping to have a female voice involved in this because I feel like a lot of this movie is, I don't know if it's progressive or if it's regressive.
It's,
what it has
it's
to
both
say.
at the same time.
Somehow it is.
It is.
I think it did
Because-
the best it could for 59.
Because at the end of the day, she's the hero.
Mm-hmm.
She figures out how to save the dude.
And she's brave and she's a doctor.
But
But
there
she's
is-
super smart.
Mm-hmm.
But the regressive part is her poor constitution.
In her uniform. She's the only one that has
Is it-
short sleeves.
And she did unfortunately have an episode of mania.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she did say something about being a hysterical woman at one point.
Yeah.
But
You're better
besides
than that,
that,
girl. You're better than that.
this is Ib Melchior who wrote and directed this. He was if you've seen Death Race 2000, that's him. So if you're a
And,
fan of that,
He does a lot of movies that you see on MST3K too.
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything he's made other than Death Race
Yeah.
in his TV work.
Oh, was this
he-
done on MST3K?
No, this one, I don't know.
I don't know about this one, but I know that they've
Yeah,
covered-
Reptilicus.
Yeah, on the new MST3K on Netflix, they
Yeah.
did one of his movies.
Okay.
We did another one of his movies when we did the Maroon.
What a maroon!
Well, actually, it was he wrote Robinson Crusoe and On Mars, which we all really, I think, liked quite a bit. But anyways, so he knows a little thing about Mars apparently, or he's hung up on it. I don't know. Angry Red Planet. So 4 astronauts. 2 of them are professors, and 2 of them are kind of like techie astronaut guys. One of them kind of looks like more like a deli operator or butcher. The
Yeah.
one, you know
Is
what I
that the
mean?
one
Yeah.
with the gun? That
The
had
one with the screaming gun.
with the gun fetish?
Yeah.
I love that picture moment when he
Yeah.
takes a picture with the gun and he's holding it like a sweetheart,
He is. You see a lot of those on Instagram,
Yeah.
depending on who you follow.
depending on who you follow. But on this one, it was enduring and earnest.
Yeah, he was kind of sweet.
Yeah.
And they are on a spaceship that has a typewriter,
Mm-hmm.
a clipboard, a green light that lets you know when you are consuming the correct amount of oxygen,
Yeah.
and a red light for when you know you're having too much
See,
oxygen.
Mhm.
I love the future of the past because these rooms are working and they're huge. They're size of houses.
They are
Yeah.
huge.
And they have gravity.
It's like I don't know
Yeah.
where they get the space from in these old timey ships.
And a perfumery.
and,
Was
they
there-
have,
yeah.
and they have ladders that they go up and down.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
It was fun.
Oh yeah, and instead of like their uniforms too, it's interesting because their uniforms are like mechanic jumpsuits, but the guy is wearing like Florsheim, hush puppy style, like casual kind of dress shoes.
Mhm.
You had to. It's back. It's the 50s.
Yeah,
They
because
didn't have
this is a
comfortable-
workplace.
They didn't have comfortable shoes back then.
Yeah, apparently not because
They did not.
They certainly didn't. So, by the way, they were talking about these. They're like, oh, the ship is returning from its mission to Mars, and it's on the national news, and people were gathered around.
Real
this
quick, I
shop
thought
window.
there were so
Yeah.
many like Disney moments in this movie
Yeah,
because they have Mission to. Is it called Mission to Mars?
Mhm.
yeah,
Like they have this moment where on the ride, everybody has these roles.
yeah.
And you're supposed to flip these buttons at a certain time.
Yeah.
And when they were doing takeoff, I was like, "Oh my god, they have navigators and pilots!"
I thought the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Andy, flip the switch. Flip the switch.
because
Yeah.
everybody's switching these buttons and switches at certain moments. It was like,
Yeah, if you don't make the switch, it drops your.
Yeah, I feel like they watched this movie and got the idea for the ride.
Maybe. Did you miss Gary Sinise?
Well, there's a guy that kind of looked like him.
Oh yeah, close enough, I guess. So
He had better bangs than Gary Sinise.
in these older movies, you notice how people just gather around shop windows in the city and watch the news.
Mm-hmm.
And there had like a speaker outside the shop, so you could hear the sound, but the TV's behind the glass. Whatever. Does that still happen? Is that a thing still?
No, people don't walk on streets anymore.
Is that what it is?
People have phones.
They have
to get
phones,
the news.
so nobody gathers around the shop. I like the gather around the shop window trope. I think it's great. It's more interesting to see than somebody watching news at home.
Favorite scene like that? Christmas Story, when they're all gathered around watching about the Red Rider BB gun.
I've never seen it.
What?
Amy had
spoil
never
it
seen
for
it
me.
until
It's how the
last
movie
year.
opens. So we're watching it this year. If you've never watched it, we've got to watch it.
We
So
do have
good.
to watch it.
Yeah.
It's one of the best.
So good.
It's Bob Clark too.
Oh, so good.
There's this comment that they make. I'm trying to remember if it was who said it, but I guess it's not important. They talk about the ship coming into the atmosphere as a flying coffin because they presume everybody in it's dead.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really eerie moment. I know this movie is considered kind of silly, but that was really effective.
Well, there's like a heroicism in this movie, though, because they actually start the mission with the understanding they're all going to die.
Yeah.
Like, we're not coming back from... There's a very good chance we're not coming back from this mission, and they're all very chipper about it, because what they're doing is good for the good of man.
I like that in movies, because I don't know if you guys ever saw, but it reminded me of this movie called Europa Report.
I love that movie.
And at the end of the movie, they were saying, like, they knew the risks of what was happening, and they kept saying, like, what is 5 lives compared to what can be gained from this, mission.
Sure. No, I need to watch that movie. I remember watching trailers for that.
When they said that, they just remind me of, like, a real report. Like,
how do you get into that mindset where you could be like, okay, I'm gonna die for this, but it's worth it.
I think it's a very, like, scientific mind to have that.
Sometimes it's just a soldier's
for the
mind
discovery,
too.
There's a level of heroicism. I mean, you look at like great tragedies in the world and how many people like is a mindset of people who will switch their brains to like it's go time.
It's so selfless,
Yeah.
But then the ones who get into it and they regret it, like one of that astronaut didn't want to be eaten by a gelatinous blob.
He just wanted to marry his gun,
and he wanted to read the next issue of his Space Adventure magazine.
I figured you would be hung up on that.
Yeah, he
Your
was
Night of
like
the Comic
that kind of
comes
broke
in.
my heart a little bit.
It did.
He was just so like not a little bit naive and just so childlike.
Well, and he like did everything with a wink and a smile
Yeah.
because he was kind of in on the joke. I'm goofy. I'm fun. I'm non-threatening.
Was this the first time for you guys too with this movie?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this movie.
We had never seen it. And I'm surprised that it hasn't come up in conversation more because I feel like Alien borrowed a lot from this in a lot of ways. Like we always get into spoilers with this segment, so hopefully that's no surprise to you if they're a first-time listener. I'm going to spoil some stuff. They leave the ship door open when they get out to go explore the surface. And that is what ends up causing the death of the naive butcher deli guy who's in space. But that it just reminds me. There's so many moments that kind of remind me of Alien in this.
Yeah. Well, you have to talk about the actual alien in this.
Which one?
Well, yeah. I mean, some of those life forms that we see they're really scary. Like, I would like to go back and I rented this off iTunes, and I'd like to go back and screenshot when you get a real close up of one of the beings' faces. It is terrifying.
Well,
It was
some
which
of them are
one?
funny though. The big spider thing is
That was
ridiculous.
adorable, though.
Yeah, it was real cute.
It was like a little bat with giant legs.
That's our show art.
You didn't think that was kind of scary? I thought that was a little scary.
Oh, when it covered its eyes with its little hands because it didn't like.
Yeah, it was more cute than scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one I found scary was the giant blob.
The blob was kind of scary,
Yeah.
and the one who turned up in the porthole window, who was
You
like,
don't want anything in your
"I'm
mouth.
from Mars, and you're a bunch of assholes." That guy.
Isn't that funny how Martians have such a very noble voice?
Yeah. Don't come here again. I'm warning you.
It's almost like in the 50s they use the it's almost like a godlike, like aliens were just believed to have this like godlike ethereal quality of like overpower, and if they can just end you at any moment if they wanted to, but they're letting you get by this time, but don't do it again because next time you are dead.
So what do you guys think? Oh, I'm sorry.
I know we have the benefit of looking of technology and advancements and stuff like that, but how do you think people in the 50s viewed these movies? Were these like scary to them?
Well,
or was it kind of how we see it as schlock?
I don't. I think that this was probably.
Or it's just like fun for them. I don't know.
More impressive to the audience when it came out, obviously.
Yeah.
Because what's their frame of reference? We hadn't even been, left orbit in '59.
I feel like this is one of those movies you would have had to sign a waiver before you went in to see, because when the aliens are going to show up, you might have a heart attack and die. I don't know.
But
Maybe
do you
not.
think, even back then, they were like, this is kind of silly?
No. I don't think so.
I think it's interesting, this cinemagic. Did you guys read anything about how this, they labeled it as cinemagic, the style of film they were doing, which I think, and I don't know how accurate this is because this is from the internet.
Is that red filter that they used on Mars?
They're saying it may have been just an accident when they were trying to convert the film to black and white.
You have to say it was kind of hard to watch.
Yeah.
Parts of the movie.
Well, part of it was like hand-drawn over actual film.
But it was just so searingly red that it kind of hurt your eyes a little bit.
Oh, and your ears, too. Those noises that some of those beings made were like this loud... Ah!
But I know Freddy saw it, like Seinfeld episode where Kenny Rogers Roasters moved across the street.
Yeah. It did remind me a little bit
That's
of that.
what it reminded me of, because it was just... They just put this filter on when they were on Mars. Is like... literally nothing but red,
and it was more than red. It was psychedelic because it kind of had that almost like 3D without the glasses
it was
on vibe to it.
It was like wavy a little bit.
It made it look like they were walking on the sun.
I like at one point it was good atmosphere that they built with the red filter.
Yeah,
but you can't watch it for as long as they showed. They were like 20-minute like sequences where it is nothing but red, and it's hard to take on the eyes.
It is
physically.
Was there any like a 3D element to this at one time, or when this was in the theaters?
What was that?
The 3D element. I don't know when. I should probably look up because I love 3D.
3D I think has been a concept for a really long time. I think they've done 3D all the way back to the
so it could have been
40s maybe.
Okay,
I think. But I don't know that was ever the intention with this film. But they did. They kind of fell ass backwards into a pretty memorable look.
Yeah.
And if you see again the show art, it's the monster, the big one, and you can see it in the art when you look at it.
I love the poster for this movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, the poster's good. Yeah. The Angry Red Planet. Anything else you guys want to add to this Angry Red Planet?
Basically, they explore the planet and just run into different aliens. Mm-hmm. And that's just the plot. Yeah. Basically.
But it's told through the eyes of a manic woman who...
Well, it was so funny. Like, they have this porthole and this alien comes up. It looks like the Fly to me. Mm-hmm. And she just... just faints and has an episode. And I'm just like... Is that a movie thing, or were people like that back then?
I feel like it's a little bit of a movie thing, and I also feel like it's sending, again, like we talked about at the beginning, a mixed message, because she could be arguably the most brave person on that entire team, because she's the one that actually saw the things first and was like, I want to go back out and explore.
So this is all told through her memories, right?
Yeah.
And is she an unreliable narrator?
Well... I don't think so. I don't think they're dealing with that
many levels.
No, she's a scientist. She's super smart.
Am I giving this movie more depth than it deserves?
I find it interesting, though, that the Martians are just like, we're letting you go so you can make sure the others don't come.
Yeah.
Stay the fuck away.
You come back again, and you're done.
Yeah. And I take that to heart.
Yeah.
And
I won't go back.
I won't go back there.
Nope.
Not after what happened.
Not after that.
The service I received? I don't think so.
Not a chance.
I usually tip.
Yeah. It was a weird mix of really bad effects and good effects for me.
Yeah.
Like that planty thing.
Yeah.
With the Venus flytrappy thing.
Mm-hmm.
With the tentacle arms that
Mhm.
look really cheesy to me.
Yeah.
But then I like
Amy
that.
said it looked like a baguette.
Yeah,
It's
So
good.
this guy's getting attacked by a baguette.
Yeah.
so delicious.
I'm telling you, that bat. Maybe I'm the only one. The glob didn't really do
Yeah.
that much for me,
I
but
like
that
the
bat scared. That was, I was like when they did the close up out the window, and it's just little beady eyes.
Because I think bats are adorable. And
Yeah.
Okay.
I love bats.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
I think I like the idea of it. It
Mhm.
was very like the end of the mist. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
And I like the blobby thing was kind of cool. Like the way they filmed it and to show the scale of it.
I love a good blob.
Yeah.
Made me want to watch The Blob again.
Which one?
I love them both. The 80s one is edges out the original
I
for me,
feel like
though.
the 80s is a lot scarier than the original.
Yeah. It's just, I think it's a better movie
Yeah.
all around.
Hmm.
Yeah. Space is full of shit, man. Horrible shit.
Yeah, don't go there.
It's just a place where billionaires want to go to get away from us
Yeah.
poor people.
So what's scarier, the ocean or the space?
Ocean.
You know what's interesting? I just saw a thing, an infographic, where it talked about the percentage of the world's oceans we've explored versus space. And the percentage of the oceans we've explored is much smaller.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they're just saying our particular universe or not.
Yeah.
I mean, our galaxy, not universe, our solar system.
Yeah.
I don't know science.
Well, it actually, come to think about it, like on first glance, like I would say, what did I say? I forget which
You
one.
said
I said.
ocean.
I said ocean. Yep, ocean's right.
There's some
But
mysterious
there's
shit
some
down there.
there's some stuff that will kill you, and you know it will kill you. That's already in the ocean.
For me,
Yeah.
it's more about the size of space is scary to me.
Okay.
It's so overwhelmingly huge that to think that you're just floating out there.
Yeah.
That's like what happens in a lot of these space movies. Someone gets untethered, and like you're just floating out there. That's just terrifying to me.
The
is.
floating isn't as much as the idea that you know your oxygen will run out at some point.
That too. But
Yeesh. I don't
the
like that feeling.
vastness, like you ever, like the first time as an adult, I went to the Atlantic Ocean. I went there to the boardwalk area at night, and I stepped out on the sand and just looked out into the darkness and like that infinite expanse of ocean.
I
and
got that feeling on the cruise.
Me too.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
It was kind of. I don't know. I can't describe the feeling, but it was like depressing.
Really?
It was
yeah.
soothing, but at the same time, it was, especially at night, it was at least looking down at the blackness.
Yeah.
That was just, you felt like, it felt claustrophobic, but it is in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just overwhelming
Yeah.
because it's both. One, it makes you realize just how tiny
Yeah.
you are in
Yeah.
the grand scheme of things. Two, it's beautiful.
It is.
And three, it's just like it fires your imagination, and all depending on what kind of mood you're in, I think it can bring like this horrible feeling of dread or this sense of adventure or
Yeah.
whatever. It kind of so much depends on that. Like the ocean and the sky just are two things where I'm just like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, I had a lot of moments of serenity, but there are times on the cruise I had just moments of complete dread just looking
Yeah.
out on the ocean.
Cthulhu Fatagan.
There's like the idea of perspective, and I think both of those elements, like the galaxy and the ocean, give you that perspective. Because the nice thing, like I get that anxiety piece, because I remember on the cruise ship, especially if I had been drinking, there were points when I would look out the ocean, like if I just like plopped in there, no one would know until I was just gone. But then
Yeah.
there's this idea of like all those things that seem so important to you. Like if you really start to think about your perspective and go out into like projecting into the ocean and how huge things are, or like that 20 miles up kind of perspective of the galaxy, of like none of that stuff matters,
Especially when they compare how big the Earth is to the sun.
or how big your problem is to the
Yeah.
world.
It's just-
Yeah, that's a better way of looking
like
at
vastness is a scary concept to me.
Oh, but it can give you such relief.
It's too big.
It's too big.
Things are too big out there. Y'all need to calm down, Galaxy.
Have you
Yeah.
guys seen Kon-Tiki? There's two versions. One came out in 1950, and then the
It was
one
a
in
more recent version, wasn't
yeah,
it?
2012 is I love the 2012 version of it. It's really good.
No, makes me think of the Munchie Key. Munchie. What was it?
Munchie
the
Key.
Munchie cheese.
Munchie cheese. Isn't that the thing that you put the thumb in their mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were cool.
This guy, and he ended up directing one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, Dead Men Tell No Tales. But Kon-Tiki is the story. This is a true story of this explorer Thor Heyerdahl, who he traveled 4,300 miles on the Pacific on a balsa wood raft in 1947 to prove that he could. That it was possible for the South Americans to have come to Polynesia before Columbus. So that movie, I think, is something anybody who's like in awe of the ocean should watch. It's really, really good.
Kontiki with a K.
Kontiki.
Right.
Excuse me. It's really, really a great adventure movie. It has a great shark sequence in it too.
Not to be confused with Kontiki, the Tiki Convention.
Do they really have one called Kontiki?
I'm pretty sure they do.
If not,
I think it's actually coming up in Orlando.
Nice.
We won't be there because we'll be at WonderCon.
Mm-hmm. WonderCon. Yeah. The oceans and space are vast and full of terrors.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood that the terrors will be there.
The next time we're cruising, we
I
won't
wanna
fall
go.
into the terrors.
Just to protect me from the terrors.
Yeah. Let's get on a ship, y'all.
Oh, so thanks, Zach, for this pick.
Yeah.
It's
Cozy and fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah. That's really, really good.
No, for winning the drawing.
Oh, yes. Okay. Congratulations on a good pick. Are we going to shame people that like pick bad picks?
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've had any listener bad picks yet.
Well, it depends. If Kelley's here to be part of the discussion, you never know.
Yeah. And for these three fellas that stuck around, that survived this podcast.
It's the reverse of what happened in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. We've had some innocent bystanders we've lost along the way.
It is funny that Amy's in a bed in there. He's explaining probably what happened to us while the studio was in space.
Right.
So it all happened to her mind.
It all happened.
We don't exist, guys.
If she wakes up, we are killed. Gone.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add or subtract? You guys want to subtract anything you said right now?
I'm bad at math. So.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we're going to thank our Beelzebubs, the highest tier of our Legion of Demons. If you want to join our Legion of Demons, please go to patreon.com/NOTLP.
Yeah.
Here are the top dogs. Jeff Lancaster, thank you so much. I am mailing your t-shirt and your pin hopefully today or tomorrow. Jimmy B. Cassie and Jeremy.
Hey.
Check out NOTLPloitation. It's so great. Man, I'm far away from the computer. Amanda, thank you very much. It was awesome seeing you again. I wish we could have spent a little more time together, but these weekends are too short. Thank you. Mandy. Thank you, Mandy. You are a wonderful person.
Is it Mandy Arthur?
Yeah.
Okay, she should be receiving a certain prize soon.
That's right. Yeah. Which one did she get?
The glass.
Yeah.
And butterfly kisses.
The butterfly kisses.
Ew, don't say that. We can't mail. We can't mail butterfly kisses anyway. That's Patreon said.
Virtual butterfly kisses.
Patreon
put the clamp down on butterfly kisses.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's illegal. Ernie, I love you, man. Tree and Alex. I think Tree is just about ready to graduate, get that career going. Congratulations. We're very proud. We love you.
You work on my teeth.
Brandon, we will see you in 40 minutes for some chicken wings and then some us wings and then
This Is Us marathon.
Some they wings.
No, This Is Us.
From them wings.
Bill up in New York.
Hey,
love
Bill.
you very much. Blake, or I guess I should say Balake. Are we just totally never going to stop doing that? I don't know.
I'm interesting. Are you in a hurry?
Me?
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure we weren't late to lunch because Brandon's meeting us. Yeah, because I am I don't want to feel like I'm rushing this. So Mark Watts.
What?
Thank you very much. And Elise, who was just on our conference call with us.
You sounded like Elizabeth Holmes for a second.
Anyways, Thanos is an alien that wants to destroy all of our blood samples with a snap of his fingers.
But Walgreens has good blood samples.
If you get a chance, watch that documentary on HBO. It's really good.
What's the name of it? You remember?
I don't know.
Is it like blood everywhere?
It's Deep Voice.
Yeah. Social media stuff. Hey, I was cleaning up our Twitter and our Instagram for that matter, because we were following a lot of people we don't actually interact with anymore. If I accidentally unfollowed anybody that, you want to just let me know. Also, if you have a social media account and you're one of our patrons, I'd love to keep up with you on there. So maybe send me a message with your your handle and such, if you're into that.
Yeah. Make sure you follow that Instagram for, I have a feeling that might be the first place we announce where our meetup on West Coast is at the Tangaroora Tavern.
Yeah, that is...
It's not right at all. It's the Trader Sam's place in Disneyland.
They're going to show up somewhere else. I'm like, where the fuck are they?
Yeah, I'm at Tangaroora Tavern.
Kangaroo Jacks.
In Missouri.
So yeah, that's our Instagram is Night of the Living Podcast. Everything else is in OTLP. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back in 2 weeks.
Do we have a theme for next month yet?
We're going to announce the theme in 2 weeks on the feedback episode.
Oh yeah, we do have a theme.
And in the meantime, keep your ears open for our WonderCon stuff coming to you. Check out the Horror Hound Weekend coverage, Origins, all that's going to be out there by the time you hear this on our Patreon feed.
Give and get love.